Testing. Testing one. Good. Good afternoon, everyone. Finally, welcome to Canale Arena on the campus of Christian Brothers University for today's GSC matchup. Every one of them critical coming down the stretch as the Bucks, coming off the loss against West Al the other night, have come back in their final home game here against Montevallo. The Falcons come in 5-11. 9-17 overall. The Bucks 12-5, 17-8 overall. This is Ken Opperman asking you to join me for today's final regular season broadcast. Hopefully the Bucks will be here for a postseason first game in the GSC tournament as the top four seeds host. Right now the Bucks are in third place all alone. And there we go. See if that's better. And Dr. John Smerelli Jr. is getting ready to join us here as the radio's not on board. They have Ole Miss commitments today. And at this point, Dr. Smerelli, Ole Miss still takes precedent. We're working on that. Maybe they'll start carrying us and put Ole Miss on the back burner. But
I think that would be the ideal scenario, Ken. But thank you for taking me out at the last second. I wasn't sure. It's homecoming, alumni weekend. I made my rounds, and I said, I gotta come back. It was a drawing force to come back here and do this broadcast with you. So thank you for letting me join you. So
absolutely.
At the last minute.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we just had our final women's game here at Canale this year. I think they're still eligible at this point. I don't think they've been eliminated out of the tournament, but they would be on the road regardless. So that was their fast. But boy, what a heck of a game for them to get out of here with a win.
It was so good to see them win after the other night where we had so many chances to win that game and against West Alabama and just didn't do it. So it was great to see the women win tonight, and it was exciting, real exciting. So.
Big crowd too. Big crowd here for the women's game and the men's game, and this is an important one right here in front of us. I had trouble. We lost the stats halfway through the women's game. They finally got them fixed, I think, for our game. I think they'll get the starters lined up in there. We will hit refresh and hope that they're going to work. And there we go.
Fantastic. So Bryn Lytle isn't playing for the men's
No, she's
team.
not playing tonight.
No,
They got that.
We had that stats going on the
out.
other day. That was pretty funny.
So, then I had some headset problems here. Was unplugging and replugging, I couldn't hear myself because I had unplugged my earpiece when in between games when I was changing some things around. We are going to plan to interview all 4 of the senior Lady Bucks at halftime of this game, so I wanted to try to make sure everything was hooked up and ready. So anyway, hopefully they'll get by, and we'll be able to ask them about their careers real briefly here at CBU and then what their futures hold. So we're looking forward to that. As many of the 4 seniors that can come by, we will. Against this Montevallo team, the Bucks, let me find our notes here. I had the notes ready to go, and I am not finding it at this point. There we go. 13th meeting between the Bucks and Montevallo. Falcons have a 7-5 edge in the series, but the Bucks have won 3 of the last 4, including 80-69 earlier down in Montevallo. The series took 8 years off for the Falcons joined the Peach Belt Conference. They were one of the top GSC teams every year back in the day, but they, like I say, they went to the Peach Belt Conference for a little while, and they're back now, though. They are eligible and everything, so full-fledged member. So we'll see. The Bucks need to make another sweep here as Montevallo is down toward the bottom, 5-11. They're about 4 games out. So as we mentioned the other day, there's a big separation between the top 8 and the bottom 4 or 5, however many there are there.
Exactly.
And we will hope that the Bucks can get out of here with a win. Joe Larrabee being sick the other night. You knew he didn't look right the whole time, and only 2 points after having 34 down there. Found out he was sick. I asked him. He said he feels good. He feels ready. So.
And Dyfel hurt his ankle during the course of that game.
His Achilles. I heard him when he came out. He goes, "It's my Achilles."
Yeah, okay.
And so hopefully, I saw him kind of stretching during warm-ups, and he is starting, so that must mean he is going to be in good shape.
Yeah, that's great news. It's very simple. We win 3, we're hosting a playoff game in position 1, 2, or potentially 3. But that's all we got to do is win the next 3.
And they have senior day here real quick. Let me turn the microphone up. Alex Trentman from last year's Bucks team is being because he did graduate after the season last year. They didn't know, so anyway. And his mom, David. And Dave and Gina Trentman, his parents, are here. And then we're going to have Adam D-Ball. This is going to be a long introduction with the records he has.
Adam D-Ball.
And as I mentioned, That was going to take a little while.
Exactly.
We'll try to get the script for like I did for the women's game, and we will try to we will read those during some of the media timeouts and recognize in case anybody couldn't hear. So, all right, we will now look at the starting lineups here for this game in front of us. For Montevallo, the Falcons under Danny Young, the 16th season out of Grand Canyon University, and Duncan Hudson is his assistant. Cam Copeland, a 6-foot junior from Toledo, Ohio. Jack Humans is a 6'2 freshman out of Naples, Florida. Micah Fuller, a 6-foot sophomore out of Bessemer, Alabama. Wade Lohman, a 6'6 junior out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And Jeremiah Curtis, 6'8 senior out of Stevens City, Virginia. For the Bucks, they will go with one of their normal starting lineups. They kind of flex 2 or 3 different people in and out of there at times. They will go with, and I'll remember to take it off the screen, folks. Don't worry. I will take the starting lineup off. I won't need to have any of the fans get texted to go over and tell the dumb play-by-play guy to take the starters off the screen. We're going to watch the game. So they will go with Mike Nienaber, the 20th season out of Mississippi College, assisted by his son Eddie Nienaber and Jordan Rogers. Brad Miller, 6'1 junior from Elder High School, Cincinnati, Ohio. Joe Larrabee, who was sick Thursday night. Joe says he's ready to go, and that's good news for the Bucks. They missed his 34 points that he had at Montevallo, or at West Al, when he only scored 2 the other night. Joe, the 6'3 junior from Alter High School, Kettering, Ohio. Nick Neifel, the 6'3 freshman from Oak Hills in Cincinnati. Luke Rudy, 6'5 sophomore, also from Oak Hills in Cincinnati, Ohio. Adam Deball, the lone senior on the Bucks team this year. So good news, we're only losing one senior, but boy, what the senior it is we're losing, as Adam, as we just mentioned, unbelievable career here at CBU and in Division II. Not just CBU, but in Division II. He's the only player I heard him mention with 3 triple-doubles this season in Division II basketball. So hopefully that'll give him some All-American consideration in the postseason, which hopefully it'll take a little while for the Bucks to get done with.
Yeah, exactly. I hope it's a longer season. So, and hopefully Adam will show why he is such a valuable person to this CBU team.
Bucks will be in home white, red Buccaneers on the chest. They'll go left to right this first half. Montevallo, road purple with gold Montevallo and gold numbers front and back. Curtis and D-ball jump, and Curtis gets the rebound, and we are talking broadcast screen on this first play. Curtis has it. Gets it right in front of the Bucks bench. Down low now to Curtis. He kicks it out on top. 3-pointer up. No good. Offensive board brought down by Lohman. They'll reset the offense as Copeland will get it to Humans. Curtis puts a shot up against Luke Rudy. It's a big mismatch. Curtis, big, physical, strong, 6'8", and Luke, 6'5". And D-ball looking around, Curtis on him, so that's good. They got Curtis pulled out. Larrabee down the lane, had it tipped away and stolen. And quickly the other way, trailing. Double pump, shot up and in. Wade Lohman, 6'6 junior, puts it up and in.
So far, not a great start for the Bucks, but you know, you have a senior night, and it always takes some time to get your team into the game. So we'll see what happens here.
Teifel has it, tipped away from behind. Second straight time they've tipped the ball away. Copeland, right side, working on D-ball. Cuts in the lane, goes to Curtis, free throw line jumper, no good. Nobody grabbed the rebound right in the middle of 5 Bucks. None of them went after the ball, Dr. Smirelli. That's not good.
No, that is not good hustle. That's just
3-pointer up, and there we go. And then they lost the ball again down on the line, on the floor, Rudy. But man, second time in a row.
The Bucks are a little bit sleepy here right now.
The first one almost looked like everybody thought the other one was going to get it. Instead of going ahead and grabbing the rebound, it just fell right into Montevallo's hands. D-ball gets it to Larrabee. Joe goes right side, stops, pops for a 2. In and out. Deifel pulls it down, puts it up and in.
That's good to see Deifel's legs are working.
Yeah, when he walked out, he walked right by me the other night, and he goes, they asked him what's wrong. He said Achilles. I'm like, oh, my gosh. Because if that goes out, boy, that's as Rachel Lee found out last year, that is kind of a season ending and maybe the next season ending or next season recovery. So Copeland backs it out, goes to Lohman. Left elbow shot, no good. Deifel. Major error there, so yeah, he looks like he is okay.
He's good. He's good.
Miller gets it to D-ball, back to Deifel. Larrabee passed on the three. Three-pointer by Adam D-ball. Puts it up and in, 5-4.
That's the way to start. That's good. There.
That's it, Brad. That's it. Good, Brad. Good. Stay in front of him.
I tell you, Deifel the other night, though, you probably were laughing on your streaming too, and when he hurt the leg and then took a shot and then came out.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw him on campus yesterday. And I said that was kind of interesting. I gotta say, you had turned your ankle pretty hard to hurt your leg so badly, and you still took that shot. And then good guy came out.
And I did it after I said I wasn't going to do it.
I know you again.
Okay, lineups are off there now.
Exactly. There you go.
I even said I wasn't going to do it, and I did it.
It's a long season, Ken. You know, it's a long season. You're nicked up. You know, there's some.
Potentially is the last time I'll have a chance. Hopefully, I'll get one more chance to make that mistake.
No, you'll have one more chance. No question.
So 7-4, Bucks with a basket by, I believe it was Deifel. Actually, no, this isn't keeping up again. The stats are still. We're going to have to keep hitting reload, I think.
Okay.
Nope, won't do it even then. 7-4, Bucks lead. Under 16, so we'll have a media timeout. Bivol puts it up and gets it just enough spin on the rim after banking it.
Again, you can't single team him. You just cannot single team him. The teams that try to do that, they'll pay the price.
9-4. Three-pointer, no good. Rudy.
Still single team. On double team.
Right back down to him again. Oh, great no-look pass to Luke Rudy.
He's certainly substantiating all that introduction. He's certainly substantiating that introduction.
Absolutely is. Yeah, Miller had a basket, right? Didn't we say Brad Miller?
Yeah. Miller did, huh?
I think I unofficially have these point totals here for us. Try to keep up with them. Although now the Curtis shot up no good. Rebound brought down. Ball tipped out by the Bucks. We'll have a media timeout. And it'll be 11-4 Bucks. Right now the stats are on. I'm going to try to keep points just in case. Looks like they're trading pictures over there and across the way with the fans.
That's wonderful. How wonderful is that? That is great.
And
what a great thing. It's the way we started, thank God, because the other day against Westdale, a team that was a poor 3-4 point shooting team on paper, comes out there and hits 12 out of 19 or something against us, and we're hit 3 out of 22, and we're on paper a much better 3-point shooting team than Westdale.
It was one of those nights, and with Larrabee being sick, I mean, definitely impacted, but you got to hit your threes, and Westdale was up in the face a lot of times, but we still had some other looks that we should have been able to hit and just did not make it happen. So.
And they're the first place team in the conference. And we played their game, and we could not play our game. We couldn't never break into our game, and it was a good. So let's make this a nice victory for us, and have Adam and Joe have a couple of good games here.
Bucks will finish the season next Saturday at Huntsville, and then I think think it's a Thursday game at Union on the 28th, the last day of the month.
So those are two teams who are behind us in the standings.
That are battling for position also.
Exactly.
They're in the top 8. It's just a matter of where they're going to end up and where we'll end up.
Exactly.
So
a game or so behind.
Huntsville's a game behind, and Union is 2 games behind, or a game and a half behind.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Rudy has it as the Bucks with ball. Larrabee 3-pointer up, just a little off. We'll see if he can get that shooting touch back after being sick. But he looked good. That one just a little off to the left.
Yeah, exactly.
But he was squared up and looked like his normal shot. 2-pointer on the baseline. Up and no good by DeMarco Owens, a 6'9" senior from St. Louis, Missouri. Rudy's going to pull the trigger on one of those, like right there. Bang.
There you go.
You can tell he passed on the first one, but it's like, give it to me again. Give it back.
You called that one. Beautiful call.
And Larrabee almost with the steal from Fuller as he tried to pass it, and Joe knocked it right back to him. Driving in, stop. Human put up, kind of a rim air ball. It hit the glass, but it missed all the rim on the right side, so it must have been a little off balance when he let it go. Miller back to Larrabee. Rifle back to Larrabee. Wide open 3, Brad Miller left corner. Back iron won't go. D-ball got the easiest rebound of his career. Deifel puts up
I like the start.
Deifel for 3.
When you're playing a weaker opponent, give them no sense.
That's right.
Psychologically that they can win a game.
And like I say, they hit the first basket or two, and then
that was
right corner. Fuller has it, stops, kicks it back out. Deifel almost came up with it, but he little too much contact. Solomon.
Deifel's never been afraid to make contact. That's that way. That's not been.
Nick will pick up his first foul. Yeah, the scoreboard's not working again. It is right now at least.
Okay.
We'll see if the live stats pop back up or not.
There's a lot of technical issues today.
There really are. 20. And 17-6, Bucks lead. Larrabee, Deifel, drives in, goes to. Yeah, they're all 4 out in the perimeter. Nobody's underneath. Larrabee for 3. That one's good.
Finally, to see Joe hit a nice one. The rotation was good on the ball. The release was beautiful. Well done.
20-6.
Well done.
Underneath, Lohman has it underneath, kicks it back out, left corner 3 by Solomon, no good. Rudy pulls down the rebound. Boy, the Bucks are just right now dominant. Dr. Spinelli will have another media at the next whistle, which may be coming up. Rudy passed on it. He should have shot that, of course, early in the clock, but boy, when he's open, that one was forced. They had a little more time to get out to him. That one just didn't look it looked hurried. And, man, he absolutely.
Great hustle by you.
Man, he cleaned out with his forearm to even get that shot off. Bucks had good defensive position.
Hey, Adam's taking a little bit of a beating now. That's a couple shots he's taken to the face. And so they're not respecting the senior day for him so far.
Deifel goes to Larrabee. Back iron won't go. And Deifel, man, he is just everywhere. Miller wide open. Pass down low from D-ball to
D-ball could have
Brad
taken an
Miller.
outside shot and saw Brad being more wide open underneath the basket and passed it to him. This again, just senior presence. Great playing by Adam. You might need neighbors in your way, so I'm going to have to call this one.
I can see it so far. Fuller, nobody ever got on him. He put a 3 up and good. Micah Fuller, like he just stood there and stood there. Nobody ever came out him or contested. He just decided to put it up. Larrabee to Miller. Miller way in the corner to Deifel, drives in, kicks it, no look pass over to Rudy. Bad pass, or he might have had a opportunity. 22-9. And double pump, great move by Wade Lohman to get around Larrabee.
Great move, and Larrabee, any attempt to block that would have been just a foul on his part.
Exactly.
So it was a smart move.
Yep. Under 10 we go, 22-11. Bucks have doubled them up at this point.
Flash! Flash!
Coaching staff not happy with the standing stillness of this offensive set. Air ball by Deifel. Right corner three again. Up, no good. Deifel pulls down the miss by Fuller.
Somebody's got to get the right.
Larrabee. Miller. That's two playing catch.
Exactly.
Deifel. Larrabee down to 8. Three-pointer up, no good. Rebound brought down by Lohman.
They sort of gone a little passive. It looked like Montevallo went to a little bit of a zone, and we stopped attacking it. Just went attack the perimeter.
Three-pointer left side over the back of Brad Miller, who boxed out Lohman.
Got to be a media timeout, I'm thinking there.
8:54, we're going to have them back-to-back when this one happens, it looks like, because the next whistle, after a minute of play, will be another media timeout. And good start for the Bucks. Like I say, Joe Larrabee looks a little better.
Exactly. And balanced scoring, 5, 5, 5, 3, 4. I mean, you're looking at very, very balanced scoring on the part of the Bucks, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. I think Adams had a good start so far, but I think when Montevallo went to the zone, we began to play around the perimeter, and we didn't begin to execute offense at that point. So I'm sure Coach Nienaber will clear that up in a second.
I see quite a few former players here, both men and women. What all has been going on this week on campus, Dr. Schmeling?
You know, it's been a really exciting week. First and foremost, it's been a great week of service. We've done a lot of service projects and everything. But again, today we've got the Anna's Angels in honor of Anna De La Rosa, our soccer player who is fighting at St. Jude and doing very, very well. So we're really excited about that. So we've had multiple fundraisers in her honor. Last night, a trivia night. I'm surprised you weren't there, Ken.
I didn't know about it. I would have probably been there.
You're a trivia kind of guy. I know that. And,
I didn't realize it.
And we've got 3 basketball games this week. It's been quite an exciting week. For a guy like me, I'm a little bit tired right now.
I'll bet.
But I couldn't resist joining you, Ken.
Oh yeah,
resist joining you here.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
And Aiden Rusatz is in for Nick Deifel.
It's been fun to watch Rusatz the way he's developed.
Sure has. Defensively, too. I've got one. He can have that one.
Okay.
And Mitchell Mays also in.
Yeah, Mitch.
High low.
2-3 zone, it looks like. They're trying to collapse down on Deifel, or D-ball, rather.
You ready?
Larrabee will put the 3 up. Good.
There we go. Okay, it's good to see
Well,
Joe
I'll tell you,
back.
when you see Rudy and Larrabee just playing catch, you know one of them
That's
can take it eventually or will take it eventually, and chances are it's going to go in.
It's good to see Joe back because, boy, he was so quiet the other night. I was commenting when I was on the radio about it. Just so quiet.
A double screen here on the broadcast. Underneath, shot up, good, strong move by Owens in the lane against D-ball, and Adam didn't want to pick up a cheap foul when you're up by 10 and 12. Just let him have it. D-ball has it, kicks it over to Larrabee, another 3. Joe, Coach Nienaber, I think, was hollering too early in the clock, Joe, and he kind of forced that one real quick. You know he's wanting to make up for lost time.
Yeah, exactly.
Rudy will pull down a miss by Owens. Free throw line jumper that time for Owens. Roussette's off the glass, no good. D-ball.
Oh, great play.
Surprised they didn't call over the back on Adam. He really didn't. He reached in, but and then the next media timeout. Speaking of Adam, let me read his
please do so. That'd be great.
His bio real quick. Or actually, let me do Alex Trentman. Alex, again, played last year, graduated early in 2018 with a degree in finance. His 3 years at CBU, he played 86 games with 63 starts last season when he exploded for 17 points and 14 rebounds in a win over West Georgia. 2017, he played over 28 minutes a game, averaging 8.8 points and 6.1 rebounds a night. He finished his Bucks career ranked 9th all-time in career defensive rebounds per game, 4.2, and 12th in block shots with 61. And I remember Slim very fondly, and his dad helped out on the broadcast last year. And
I think I had to use presidential privilege to kick his dad off.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. A couple times, that's right, when the radio wasn't going, because you're normally radio, Sports 56. And
he's a great guy. He's a really great guy. I got to know him.
He is, and I enjoyed broadcasting with him, like anybody who has stopped by here through the years. So it's always such a bittersweet game. I love Senior Day and honoring the seniors, one on the team this year, one from last year. But boy, then it's also, it makes me feel at least 4 years older, if not 5, like in Rachel Lee's situation. And but just to see the player and the person grow over their 4 or 5 years here at CBU, it's really, I love seeing it, but then it's sad also knowing that it's the last game we're going to broadcast for them. Hopefully we'll have one more broadcast here at Canale for the men, but all the women are done broadcast-wise, other than they're going to come over at halftime, I think. I see most of them have hung around for interview at halftime. Which would be
a great thing. They're just such great people. You know, that's the one thing. I know they're good basketball players and good students, but it's so good to see how good people they are too. It's really, really wonderful. You miss them. You do miss them.
Larrabee has it, 25-13 Bucks, down to 5 on the shot clock. D-ball. Cross trap to Rudy, shot up, rolled around. Bucks didn't realize the clock was that late when they had the clock stoppage. Behind the back, down the lane, and they're going to call D-ball for a foul, I think, on Owens.
That's his first, and that's okay.
First one's good by Owens. He's a big dude underneath there.
He certainly is.
Second one, no good. D-ball pulls down the rebound, 25-14.
Talking back to the women, I give them great credit for after the loss the other night, this disheartening loss. They could have just mailed it in today, and instead they did not. They were on the floor. They were everywhere for loose balls. It was really good to see that.
What a unbelievable game by the women. Up big, just like the other night. Got down by 8 in the second half, and didn't matter. This time they were able to come out and get the win coming down the stretch. Miller will check back in now, and Luke Rudy will get his first break.
A real tribute to Coach Condra just to keep the ladies in the game at this point in time. After a 19-point lead late the other day, just losing it.
Miller.
They still would have been in the playoff hunt if they had won that game the other night.
Yep. Roussette's.
Oh, beautiful. This guy's going to be a player. If only he could grow about 4 or 5 inches.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can do that. But,
he is really good defensively, especially for his size. He's amazingly quick, and he's developing that outside shot now.
Sure.
And Fuller gets it underneath to Curtis. He's looking for a call. D-ball with the rebound. Nick Deifel already has 7 rebounds, Dr. Smrelli, before he checked out after playing just 11 minutes.
That's good stuff.
Roussette's double pump out on top. Miller passed on the 3, goes to Larrabee.
That's gotta be
boom! Joe Larrabee is back, folks, 31-14.
You give him an extra half a second. You got it, and you're there. That was good ball movement, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Rousset's the other day. Let's see what we got going here first. Rousset's the other day, I think, was a turning point with the Union game when at the end of the first half where he sort of took this ball from Smith and went down the other side and scored with almost no time left in the first half. It certainly turned the Bucks around momentum-wise, and I thought that was a really exciting sort of play there.
That's right about when I turned the game on the radio, too. So I think he was waiting to hear me, to let me hear those highlights of what he did. Foul on Rousset's on the baseline. Thought it was stepped on the inline. Everybody kind of went out and thinking it was their ball or our ball still, and a nice layup against the glass by Curtis.
As you mentioned, it's a great crowd here today, and I know Rousset's family is all here. I talked to them the other night, and they're back here, so it's great to see that. Yes.
Larrabee another three.
Okay, I think we got this down here.
Joe's up to 12. You know, he has to make up for that missing 22 points the other night, so maybe he'll put up about 60 or something today.
Maybe that's what we need, yeah.
Rousset's is really.
Boy, is he tough. Boy, is he tough.
That's his shoulder.
That's got to be a.
He's lowering his shoulder into him. Jacob Lyons in the game. Driving in. Nice move. He's a big guy to make that kind of move.
Yeah, he is tough.
Owens came from McNeese State, so D1 background.
So he's
yeah, they have. Of course, they're hitting their threes, unlike the other night.
Yeah, sure.
So they're kind of abandoning the underneath game with D-ball at this point. Rousset's another three. That one's good in the corner.
Beauty. And I can see his family there in the corner there. They're all excited.
We're gonna need to get a big or two recruited, I guess. But
I guess so.
Man, we've got the guards coming back for sure. With Larrabee and Miller, and now Rousset's starting to play more, and Rudy and Mays and all those guys underneath. Working on Lohman. Kicks back. And Miller pulls down a miss. Another great move. Owens is really, he's a big body, but he's got some good footwork. Rousset's another three. That one was a little too fast, and he was feeling a little too much.
Yeah, he sometimes feels a lot. Sometimes he drives to the hoop too at 5'8", and they teach him.
Miller almost a steal, and then he got it back. Free throw line jumper. Rousset's gets it to Larrabee to Miller. We'll have one more media here at the next whistle. Luke Rudy will come back in. Miller in the corner. Brings it all the way out. Goes back to Rousset's. Drives in. Larrabee pump fakes a three. Puts it up. Short. You can see that. Good defense. They jumped out on him, but he probably should have kept working that one around for another chance. Yeah. Not that he can't do that.
No.
But they've just been such a good rhythm of getting the passes around and the open shots. They're going to call Jacob Lyons for a foul. And final media timeout, 2:04 left in the first half. 37-18. Bucks have fell behind, I think, 2 or 4 to nothing, and then since then they've really been rolling here. So
and not a lot of fouls either in this game. I mean, they've only got 1 foul, and we've got 5 team fouls. That's an unusual number.
They're playing zone and not overly aggressive. Bucks have made a great job of, or done a great job of working it around with quick passes to get the open shot. So once they quit going down low to Adam, then the foul potential decreases greatly when you're shooting a bunch of threes. And they've shot 20 and hit 9 of them. I would have taken about 4 or 5 of those 9 the other night, and it might still be playing right now. It might have been a little closer game.
It was a difference. I mean, it was a difference in 9 3-point shots between the two teams, and that was just awful. It was awful. I mean, in some ways, the way they're playing defense now, they're challenging us to shoot threes, and we're hitting the threes, and so that's a good thing. That's a very, very good thing. So this game could be very, very different if we weren't hitting the threes, but we are hitting the threes, and that's the difference between the other night and tonight. Where are they? 1 for 8, and we're.
Yeah, they're 1 for 8, and we are 9 for 20.
That's almost as many threes as we shot the whole other night.
You can.
We shot 22 the other night.
You can end up being up by 19 or 18 or so, when that's working. 20 on the shot clock. They finally get it in. Larrabee almost timed that right, but they get it in to Curtis.
2 minutes to go in the half. Again, no chance. Don't let them get back in here. Give them no momentum.
Drives in, great job. Never he ever cut off the drive, and he just kept going and laid it up and in.
Coach Niebuhr isn't too happy with the defense, but he and Larrabee are carrying on a conversation as he drives down as he dribbles the ball down the court.
Man-to-man. 37-20.
They've switched now to a man-to-man here.
Yeah, thanks. D-ball, down the lane, turn spins.
There you go.
Larrabee lays it up and in. Well, they cleared.
That's something we didn't see the other day either. The way Westdale, what they did.
Adam dropped in, through the defense, came back out and opened the lane wide open for Joe to drive through with nobody around him. 39-20. Bucks back by 19. They're holding, coming down to a minute left in this first half. Fuller, baseline jumper, no good. Ball tipped. Humans picks it up. Miller on him. Down the lane, stops, looks for help, gets it back. 3-pointer up by the big guy. Front iron won't go. Miller pulls down the miss by Curtis. About 8 seconds left, and Coach Niebuhr is going to take his use it or lose it timeout here. Nick Deifel will be checking back in.
Nice to get over to double them up here with a basket here with the last seconds of the
39-20.
It's amazing how a good defensive team can just take you out of your offense, and then you get a team like this. Not that they're not a good team, but
it's just different.
Very, very different.
West Al, you can see, is just a little quicker step, a little. I don't know whether they're more athletic at this point, but they just played faster defense.
Yes, exactly.
It looks like these guys are kind of more laid back, and the Bucks have been able to execute a lot better. Which you hope they would come back out after. I mean, it had to be a huge disappointment to have such a big game at home, and then to have D-ball as D-ball, but arguably your best scorer coming down the second half of the season in Joe Larrabee. And just not able to be able to go. And then you still, you hung in. You were within single digits and within 10 most of the game. So that's encouraging to see him come right back out and have him be healthy again. So. Bucks will take it down. There's 10 on the shot clock. About 6 difference on the game clock. First half clock, D-ball down to 5. They're going to have to do something. They do it to Deifel. He double pumps, puts it in. That's going to be
a block.
He hit the basket and the block. I thought the player was set, but
it looked like he was set. But was he in there? Was he in the restricted area there?
No, he was just outside of it.
I didn't see that. I couldn't tell whether his feet were in the restricted area or not.
What a great touch on the finger roll too, to get it off the glass, get it to go in, and the one.
We're playing the Canale Arena then. How about that?
That's true. That's true. 41-20, so the Bucks have doubled them up here. Deifel a chance to make it 22, the lead. And there's 6.3 left.
Second foul.
6.3 left. Deifel hits the free throw. Miller will check out.
Great idea. You've got one foul
That's
to
what
give.
he got in for.
You got one foul to give. Slow him down.
Dominic Tamish, a 6-foot freshman from Crown Point, Indiana. Fouled with 2 seconds left.
And as a reward, he lets him stay in.
Fouled him before.
Yeah.
Before he got the shot up.
Down to 2 seconds left.
And an offensive foul.
Boy, that's just good coaching on part of Mike Nienaber. Good coaching.
What a turnaround. Loman will pick up a foul trying to set a screen. 5. Oh. Aiden puts the shot up.
Whoa.
Off the front of the rim from across half court.
That's pretty close.
And
pretty close.
That will do it for first half action. And we are going to get the seniors over here. And hopefully they'll start heading. Oh, here comes Kinsey Jones leading the seniors up the court, down the court. So Dr. Morelli will talk to you at second half.
Okay, sounds good.
This
is good. Kinsey, thank you for all you're doing. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Some of the donuts, like little, whatever they were, stick men or whatever. Little stick men or whatever. I looked at them, I'm like, I got to get some of those. All right, one of y'all sit down. Sit down, Kinsey. Talk to you first, and we'll get Rachel. And then, is Sarah and Michaela around? If not, we'll stretch your interviews out. I don't see them. Okay, cool. All right, let's go. Headset. Yeah, no. The stats went out in the second half. They're going to recreate it. Yeah, I've got the score and how many each one scored, but. Okay. Here we go. And joined now by one of the 4 seniors, Kinsey Jones. Kinsey came in last year out of junior college and just a great 2-year career here at CBU. Your thoughts on, you have 2 more games left, maybe one more or so if we can get into the playoffs, depending on how everything shakes out. But how about your career here at CBU, your 2 years of playing and just friendships you've We're getting photobombed by Dr. Smorelli. But anyway, comment, sorry.
It's actually been a short 3 years.
That's right.
I've been here for 3. I transferred my sophomore year.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's exactly right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So we had 2 years of RAF. 3 years of you, 3 years of you, 2 years of RAF. That's right. Okay.
It's been extremely short. It's flown by, but it's been fun. I've made so many good friends, and throughout the 3 years, I've had so many good teammates, and I'm really going to miss it here. It's like a family to me, so I'm sad to leave.
I know. I see Ralph kind of has come back to help out a little bit. She has the nose patch on today after the broken nose or whatever, helping out in practice and everything. But yeah. I know it's been special, too, to, I guess, have her still in town around and because of your relationship coming from, that we talked about last year and the year before with her, kind of becoming family with you. I'm sure it's helped you this senior year to have her around also.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good having Raph around. I couldn't imagine, not having her around and my life without her, so it's been a good 3 years with her too.
And this year, being the senior year, seems like just like last year, Michaela Blissett stepped up and played 6'3", it seemed like, in her 5'8", 5'9" body. Your point production, you always did a great job of running the offense and handling the point guard, but your point production came up. Your point production came up. Sorry, friends. A friend of mine stopped by. Anyway, your point production has increased, especially the last half of the season, but this year, being a senior, seeing your spots that either take the 3 or drive to the lane, shoot the free throws or whatever, do you feel more compelled, especially with the shortage of players, to try to do a little more coming down the last half of the season?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we've always struggled with height, and with our offense, it's tailored to, guards and shooting outside, so that's to our advantage, and this year I knew that that's what, my role would be. They needed that, and they needed someone to be able to score and knock down a shot and be able to drive and create and stuff like that. And with our offense, I'm able to do that. So it kind of sets me up for success. But yeah, this last half of the year, I'm just trying to play, my game and do what I can for the team. And if that's scoring, then I'm going to try my best to do that. If it's not, I'll do something else.
Rebounding. You've had some major rebounds.
If you struggle to score, then you're going to figure out something else to do. So you get the last-minute rebound.
That's right. And assists, too. You do it all, as we mentioned in the pregame bios and all your career stats here. And now, post-career, whenever it ends, whether it's 2 games, 3 games, whatever, and you graduate, any plans? Plan to stay here, go home? Any thoughts or plans yet, or do you know yet?
I do like it in Memphis. I do like it in Memphis. I'm not planning to return home. I hope to get into graduate school for speech pathology. So I'll still be going to school. Not exactly sure where, but I'd love it if I could stay in Memphis.
Speech pathology?
Yeah.
Both my grandkids go to, so we might be talking down the road there.
You can help me out.
Yeah, definitely. So, all right. A lot of families here, I know, but anybody you want to say hey to or shout out to, or?
Yes, I do have a couple fans online that weren't able to make it here. Okay. My aunt, and then a friend back home, Alaric. So, shout out to you guys. Thanks for always watching.
Cool. All right. Well, we're going to miss you playing. Hopefully, you'll see you around here on these, homecoming weekends or whatever. And any other time, if you're in Memphis, stop by and let me know how you and the family are doing. And I've enjoyed 3 years of watching you play all the games that you played for the Lady Bucks. And congratulations on a great career. Good luck in your future, and we'll hopefully see you soon.
Thank you
all
very
right.
much.
Thank you very much. That is Kenzie Jones. And we'll be joined now by my donut buddy, Rachel Lee. She's going to step in now. And joined now by one of the other seniors, Rachel Lee. And Rachel, welcome. Enjoy stopping by. I hate that we haven't been able to get you all on during the year. I've got to figure out something better. Like I say, I might just told the coach I may just cut your interview in half and start getting a player each game next year at halftime to just, even everybody on the team, just to get everybody a little chance to let the fans meet them and all. But congratulations on a 5-year career, 4 years of playing basketball. But I know it seems like just a year or two ago we were in Alaska.
Oh my goodness.
As freshmen
I was a little baby.
Oh my gosh, that's what I say. I feel like a parent when every class comes in as freshmen, and when they leave, I feel like I've turned into an old grandpa in 4 or 5 years or whatever. But no, congratulations on a great career. Like I said, I know it was disappointing last year to have the injury at the end of your original junior year that didn't lay out last year, but to be able to come back and contribute like you have, especially beginning of the year, it was getting back in the flow and all, but it seems like you're comfortable this last half of the year, just like I was telling Kenzie. Some games you step up with points, other games you come up with steals, rebounds, whatever it takes to help the Lady Bucks.
Yeah, just like this year, obviously we were short at the beginning of the year, so I kind of had to take on the role of a post player, being 5'6", and all that.
Yeah, but a big 5'6". A tall 5'6".
Yeah, definitely, a big heart too.
That's right.
But yeah, it's just whatever my team needs me to do, and if I'm not scoring, maybe I'll get a steal. It's just whatever we need in that night.
And I mentioned, in your bio that, you're second all-time in three-point scoring behind, ironically, it's Coach Sarah Condra.
Yep.
And I've mentioned to her several times in the interviews how she obviously restricted you as a freshman and sophomore on your three-point shooting.
Yeah,
so you wouldn't be a threat. You could have lit it up, I'm sure, starting in your freshman year, but she has had certain times she calls your number or she tells them don't give her the ball outside the arc because she knew you would be a threat. But no, that's quite an accomplishment to be second place all time against your coach, who was just phenomenal.
She's gonna be hard to catch.
She really is, and she was quite the player, and is turning into a great coach. What she does with your team, each CBU team, with the talent that she has and the heart that everybody plays with. what do you see with her as far as what she's able to do to help bring each of the players along and, you know, develop you both as a player but also as a person too, as coaches do?
I was going to say, she definitely, one of the biggest things that drew me here to her and to CBU was she doesn't invest just in the basketball aspect, but she invests in your life and makes you want to be a better person, and she just gets everybody together and wants, like, you personally want to be a better person for her and want to play your heart out for her because she makes it easy.
And family here, your mom's usually here just about every game, right? Yeah,
she's up there.
Yeah. She have any donuts, or she lay off the donuts?
No, my brother wanted a donut, but he said there was no glaze, so he was being a little picky.
Man, oh man, I tried to get a little bit of everything. I didn't get plain. They had so many other great donuts, but
I'm definitely gonna miss that.
Definitely. Post-career, you are wherever it was, graduated and working on your MBA or whatever.
Yep, I should graduate next May. I should be walking with Michaela.
Oh, okay,
So.
cool. And what is, you plan to settle down in Memphis and Jackson, or not sure yet, or what's your thoughts
I am
at this
about
point?
99% sure I'll stay in Memphis, and hopefully I'll get into, I'd really love to do orthopedic medical sales.
You might have a little background in
Oh,
experience
yeah, I'm ready to go.
well, if you feel this, let me tell you what's wrong.
Right.
This is the product you need from me.
Yes. Might need to be careful.
That's right. I was worried. Nick Deifel came out that last game Thursday night, and he walked by me, and he goes, Scott or somebody asked me, he goes, "It's my Achilles." I'm like, "Oh no, not again."
I didn't know that. I thought it was like his knee.
Yeah,
or
no, he goes,
something.
"My Achilles," and he didn't come back in. And then I saw him warming up today, and he was stretching a little bit and all. But I thought, man, Kelsey doesn't need your scooter anymore. Maybe Nick was going to need it.
Sometimes I think I still need my scooter.
Imagine playing with six players. Yeah, playing with six players. I imagine all of you need a scooter, ice, wheelchair, whatever you can get.
Yes.
But it is, it is. I know it's disappointing to Coach Condra and you as a senior, but the team that you start off with 10 good practices, everything's starting to click, and then you lose somebody to injury, you lose somebody to academics, you lose somebody that decides they don't want to be here, they'd rather go home, and that happens. You end up with 7 available players. A lot of times you played with 6. I think at Delta you ended with 4. Because several people filed out, and but it's that does add to your minutes. Your scoring should go up when you're on the floor that much more.
That is very true.
But how is that to really not have the 7 or 8 players now that Kelsey was back practice-wise and all? It has to be difficult. You probably try to get some graduates to come back if they have a chance schedule-wise to fill places.
There's been times where coach will play like 4 on 5, like one person can't score, or we just have to scramble because, obviously we played with 4 people at Delta, so it kind of helped us out a little bit because we knew what to do. But, we've been, like, my freshman year we had 6 people, 7 people, so it's just kind of normal for me now, I guess.
Yep. All right, well, Rachel, we wish you all success in your post-CBU career. We wish you good luck in the next 2 games. And I don't know whether you all are eliminated or if you're still hanging on there to play for that 8th spot.
I think we have a shot.
I was going to say, looking at it before, depending on what all happens, as long as you keep winning, it's going to be a tough 2 games, though. At Huntsville is above you, and Union, I think, I didn't go back and look, but other than their 1 loss to Lee early on, I can't imagine anybody playing them any tougher than you all did at Rhodes the other night.
Well, I'm not going to lie, they're a great team, 6th in the nation, but they are beatable. They are, and
they knew it the other night. You could see it in that fourth quarter too.
We said if we were here at home, because the roof,
the rain delay.
If we were here, we would have. I think we could have gotten it.
It was an unbelievable effort against the number 6 team, and only have lost the 1 game. I mean, they were number 1, lost and dropped down to like 8 or 9, and they just are inching back. But it's gonna be a heck of a team to beat them.
It's gonna be a fight, but.
Yep, and you all always play well up there from what I recall.
Yeah.
So in hometown.
Yep, I'll have the support system there.
It'll be your last game, maybe, depending on what happens, but at least last official road game. But hopefully you can end up in Florida or Union, wherever you end up, if we can get into that 8th spot or 7th spot, depending on how it goes. But congratulations on a great career. I've enjoyed greatly broadcasting your 4 years of career here and taking that year off and watching your scooter play out there and all. So But anyway, congratulations on a great career, and we look forward to seeing you in the stands.
Be back. I'll definitely be back.
Okay, well, that's great. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that is Rachel Lee, one of the other seniors from the CBU
Thank you.
Bucks. It's all right. My fault. And we will now look at halftime stats real quick if we get a chance here. And want to thank Rachel and Kinsey Jones for stopping by. And, well, Dr. Smirelli, I made it through those 2 emotional interviews there. Man, oh man, it is tough every year when I get to this game. I start out and I recognize, the way CBU, one of the few universities in the country probably, D1 or D2, you have 4-year players for the most part.
Exactly.
4, and sometimes 5, depending on injury or red shirt to get ready. And it is. I mean, you get to know the players. You get to, notice their families and all. And it's emotional for me every year when the senior class goes through.
Well, you're so good to our players, Ken. I mean, from the donuts that you give to Rachel Lee, I'm not sure what brand you do, but I know you do that. And it's a good thing.
I found out she's not particular, I have found out. Donuts or donuts was her comment, so.
You're so careful in picking him out. I thought maybe, but anyway, that's said.
Let's see. The shot clock didn't start that second half, so they blew the whistle, and they're going to say.
Someone's sleeping here. Someone's asleep.
Well, you turn it off so it doesn't. The horn doesn't blow at halftime, and then if you forget to turn it back on, not that I've done that, and that's a voice of experience.
No, exactly, you got there.
But just in case you forget to turn the clock on at halftime, it doesn't start unless you do. So they'll take 7 off the clock, and it'll be 23 for Montevallo. As the Bucks lead 42-20 heading into second half action here. Hopefully they can get through this one, and then it's still
not going, huh?
Didn't start.
This has been a technically challenged day today. I don't know why it has been.
Maybe.
Keeps messing up, we got to knock off the side. Usually what makes it work is like the number stats and stuff like that.
The shot clock's not working, so it wasn't Dudley Crowder.
No.
It was malfunction of machinery.
So it was not human error. I guess that's the key.
This would be like, I'm dating myself, but the old Saturday Night Live where they had the headlines for the hearing impaired where Garrett Morris would scream out, our top story tonight. This will be like 23, 22, 21. Somebody get out on the PA and start counting down the clocks. So we have 19:44 left. If they don't decide to reset the whole thing, which they should, to me, they should just set it back to 20
and call it good. Exactly.
Set it back to 20.
Call it good.
And start over again.
Yeah.
I mean, then Montevallo's fault, the clock malfunction. They should have a full 30. Set it at 20 and play it again. Well, we got the ribbons fixed on the board, so no more technicals.
Right.
We got the roof fixed, or at least it wasn't raining when we were here.
Which is okay.
Now the shot clock is giving us problems.
Exactly, boy.
There's always some drama going on here, it seems like this year.
Now everyone's just sort of staring at the clock. It's like you have a car problem, and then you have about 5 or 6 people looking at the hood, thinking something's going to change.
Everybody's standing up.
Yeah, so they're all looking, thinking something's going to change.
Did you try this yet? No, we didn't try that yet.
Yeah, exactly. God forbid we try anything. You have your stopwatch with you? Your old.
It's on my phone. Can use it on my phone for sure.
You never think about the importance of technology till it gets to
till
this point. Yeah, but it
happens
doesn't work.
that way in the office when
you
that internet line goes
you
down.
got that, exactly.
I still am old enough. I have a paper backup system that, boy, it kicks in real quick when you need it to. But a lot of people these days would have no idea what to do if something happens. So.
Or 1948 now, the clock is moving, and as long as the score doesn't change. I can live with most of those things if the score doesn't change.
Care a little business here while we are in this break. And back in.
I think we're back working.
And they did reset most of the shot clock. So
we're good here.
And that was the only right thing to do. Turnaround shot. D-ball pulls down a miss underneath by Curtis. Miller. Deifel underneath Larrabee. Had the layup, stop, puts it up. Gets a soft roll. He is so strong.
Exactly.
He doesn't look that, but boy, he
goes inside. It's amazing.
He can finish.
And those stats are interesting too. Assist to turnover ratio, man, 15-3. That's a beautiful number.
That is. Like I say, they definitely bounced back from the subpar the other night.
Yeah, oh sure.
And again, credit a lot of that to West Al. I mean, they're a heck of a defensive team, and you know when you saw the scores going, keeping low, it's like the Bucks are right where you need them. They're in the 50s or slow 60s, and they could not hit the three. If they could hit the three, it's a totally different game.
Defensively, we played well. I mean, we
really did.
We did well. I mean, we held them to what?
And I was impressed. West Al. Yeah. Almost everybody in line said, "We'll see you again."
Yeah, exactly.
Figuring that somewhere, hopefully in Hoover, that they'll see him again, and that was good that they, I think they kind of figured that with Larrabee that potentially the Bucks are one of the top teams in the league, and that they should meet again, whether semis or hopefully finals, down in Hoover in a few weeks. All right, Fuller brings it over. He gets it back now. 3-pointer up. In and out second time. They just have missed a three like us the other night. In the rim and out the rim without dropping three.
Exactly. That was it's reminiscent.
Deifel, top of the key, underneath the D-ball. Kicks it over to Miller. 3-pointer. Back right iron. No good.
The D-ball made a nice play. He knew he was double teamed. He said, let me just kick it back out.
3-pointer up, no good. Deifel with his 8th rebound, no good by Humans. Larrabee tried to go underneath, and he does eventually, and then D-ball. It was tipped on the way to Adam. He brought it down, and it went right off his hand and off his foot out of bounds. So, turnover only number 5, so 2 turnovers this second half, I think, from what you were saying at half. We only had
3, I think it was,
3 in the first half. And Copeland goes underneath.
Great block by Devo. Great block.
And don't be upset they didn't give you the ball. I'm glad they didn't call a foul.
Exactly. Yeah.
There was most of the time they are. Not that he fouled, but just a lot of times they do that. But Adam thought it went off of the Montevallo player and was hoping to get the ball too. And Fuller, nice play off the inbounds pass, caught it and put it up on the baseline.
So we're exactly double their score right now. So
44-22. Splits defenders, kicks it over to Miller. Miller going in. He's coming over to Rudy if he could get there. 3-pointer up and good by Adam D-ball.
Right shot. We sort of slowly moving toward triple-double.
8 rebounds, 6 assists. I was just going to say 8 points.
I looked at that, he sort of got them all 3 sort of.
Be great for him to finish his regular season career here with a triple-double if he's able to. Missed shot underneath by Curtis. Rebound brought down by the Bucks. Luke Rudy. D-ball. Kicks it out. Deifel. Goes back to D-ball. He's going to go in the lane. Kicks it over to Miller. Three-pointer by Brad.
Okay.
There's an assist number 7. He's about to have 8.
Yeah, exactly.
If
How
he
about
can get
that?
one more
I know.
assist here. So he's definitely lurking, and hopefully will get the triple-double here in his final regular season game.
Go. Arms up.
Might have been a travel, but
Good, Joe. Contain.
down the lane, D-ball. Contested just enough, and then getting his own rebound, putting it up and in, no good. Rebound number 9 for Adam.
You see a dispirited Montevallo team right
On the
now.
miss
Just,
by Loman. Well, they missed 2 threes that should have
Exactly,
gone
yeah,
in. They
exactly.
missed both of those point-blank shots.
Exactly.
We were that way the other night.
Yeah.
We know exactly how they feel.
Exactly.
D-ball has it, kicks it over. Rudy for
How about
3.
another assist?
There's another assist.
That number 9?
Number 8, I believe. Should be
gotta be
confident.
9.
There it is.
Yeah.
Nope. 8 assists, 9 rebounds, 8 points.
Okay, nice.
But, you know,
Because you got a rebound down that end, huh?
maybe it's coming right here. Nope. Bounces all the way out. Copeland gets it, drives in, kicks it back out. Right corner, Humans. Great defense, and then underneath. And puts up a dunk by Loman. 53-24. Didn't realize the Bucks had gone up by 30.
Yeah. We've got more points right now than we had all last game.
That's true.
It's pretty amazing.
And
Whoops.
stepping around Larrabee for the steal was Copeland. He's going to drive all the way in. Yeah. Oh, boy, Adam was ready for that 10th
Yeah,
rebound.
exactly.
Ball rattles around, drops in. Miller off a screen from D-ball. Kicks it over to Rudy. 3-pointer by Luke. That one's good.
Great.
Here he goes again, Luke
Yep.
Rudy. Larrabee has 16. Rudy now with 11. Only double-digit scores in the game. Montevallo with only 26 points with 13:45
yeah.
left. This quarter, they're 3 of 12.
And that was a good way to start the second half. You know, sometimes you start the second half and you score 8 or 10 points, and then it looks like they got it during the game. But right, we started the second half very nicely. That's a good thing.
Larrabee kicks it over to D-ball. Adam kicks it out. Rudy passed on the assist. Would have given Adam his 10th. Miller, or his 9th assist, rather. You know, he's going to need to get that triple-double before Coach Nienaber takes him out later
Yeah,
on.
exactly. Media timeout, maybe?
The under 16, just like the first half, we're at
Yeah, went
13-15.
forever.
So,
Forever.
yeah, so it'll be,
Yeah.
that's good.
Going back to halftime, we had a nice recognition of the homecoming court, and they've got a great event tonight. I think they were saying 350 students will be celebrating homecoming at a fancy dance, and that's great for the students. And it's good to see the homecoming court, homecoming king and queen recognized at halftime. So there's a combination of a lot of things going on here today on our campus.
And the weather held off. It's, you know, it's cool and cloudy,
Sure.
but rain moves in tonight, they said. But
Okay.
overall, hadn't been a bad week of weather outside. Rain hadn't been real heavy as far as impacting the events. I think both baseball and softball, no,
They were
baseball's
away.
out of town. Both
They're
of them are
both
away.
out of town. Yeah, they're out of
Both
town.
of them are out of town. So, but yeah, the parking lot was full when I came in earlier.
There's a lot of there's something going on at the soccer field, and I'm not 100% sure what was going on over there.
I
Maybe
did see
we'll
that.
sometimes we do a job of hosting.
The 901,
okay.
the new pro team is playing an
that's
exhibition
correct.
game.
That
That's
is
right. Yeah,
correct. There we go.
I remember
Okay.
JT was saying, you know, he's going to be potentially, he has to get people to cover that game down there, and Eric has a wedding to go to, so he couldn't pinch hit today. So.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
well,
the
we're
901.
proud at CBU to be able to host the new soccer team
Absolutely.
here and the new pro soccer team in Memphis. And something we try to do at CBU a lot more is to be an active member of this community.
Well, and then across the street tonight, when I leave here, I'm going over to the football game.
Oh, great, fantastic.
Doing stats
Oh, you
for
doing
them.
stats for them?
Yeah,
That's sweet.
so
We'll see how that works. I'm looking forward to that. That's
yeah, I went to Birmingham and watched them last week. They did not. Defense was great. Offense was
they didn't score, did they?
not good at all. That's right. So hopefully they'll turn around with a home crowd tonight. And hopefully the rain will hold off and the crowd will be decent. But Mitchell Mays in the game with a 3. Air ball. Did they give the rebound to D-ball or did they give it to Miller? D-ball tipped it to Miller.
You would think so, but
they gave Miller the rebound. And it'll be Bucks ball. New shot clock. There he has it.
Nice play by Joe.
Just
a different. It's like he's. Yeah, I said. I guess the difference between sickness and health is significant.
Absolutely.
Well, we've just doubled them up again there. My math. I'm working on the math.
58, 29. You are all over it.
That's it.
That guy has got some big feet.
Yeah, he's
some
tough.
quick feet.
How do you stop that?
You could see him being like a tight end or defensive lineman.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
sure.
his feet are quick for
He
as
is
big
quick.
as he is. 6'9", he doesn't have his weight listed, but I would say it's 240 probably. D-ball three-pointer, no good. Man, we got to give him 2 points, a rebound, and 2 assists before he gets out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Three-pointer up and good by Khalil Solomon. 58-34.
The Bucks can't just get too casual. Just play their offense, play good defense, and don't be too casual. There's an assist.
Miller, there's an assist from D-ball. He's got 8, 9, and 9 now.
Okay.
So maybe they'll miss one. They've been hitting quite a few of them here lately.
It's a tribute to him that he's got only 8 points and they're still up by 20. Exactly.
Yeah, they've scored 60 with 11 minutes left. So,
which is a good sign for this team that they don't need him to score necessarily, and hopefully Coach will emphasize that as we go forward.
What we need is a missed shot. Let him get offensive rebound, kick it out for a 3.
Okay.
He'll get his 10th rebound, 10th assist, and then we just got to give him a basket. Mays got the rebound. So far, so good. Rudy. Mays. Behind the back, unintentional, and then overcompensated for it. And D-ball draws a charge.
That doesn't count for him, does it?
Doesn't count for him, no. Does on the boards, like in the locker room that they talk about, the hustle boards and stuff.
Exactly. There you go.
But no, in the stats, no. You feel like the Bucks are letting it slip away here, but they're still up by 24.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So far, so good.
Yeah, I think
they were up by 30, so they have let a little of it go, but yeah.
I want to keep doubling. I'm not doing. We're in trouble with my doubling phenomenon here. I think it's not going to happen. I mean, they're shooting 2 for 14 off 3-point line.
They are. Yes, 2 for 14 overall. Yeah, this half. Let's see. They're 1 of 9 the first half, 1 of 5 the second half.
Okay.
Bucks are 9 of 20 first half, 4 of 10 the second half. So they're still 13 of 30. So that's still a pretty good percentage for the Bucks. 43% from outside the arc. Were they 12 or 8 or something the other night?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, nobody could hit. This is one of those games.
Yeah, 3 for 22 the other night. I remember that number for a while.
That's right. Yep. And 2 of them were at the end.
Yeah, exactly. I think Upchurch got one.
Upchurch.
Upchurch,
right.
I think you're right. Yeah, a couple of players who don't see much.
Yep.
Up to 21 assists. I mean, it's good play.
21 assists on 23 baskets.
Yeah,
that's all right. Who was selfish and didn't shoot and make the assist on those two?
There you go.
Rudy trying to get it down underneath. D-ball wrapping it up down there with
beat
Collins.
up a little bit here.
Or Owens. Underneath, Rudy with a 3.
Oof.
Almost assist number 10.
Pick it up. Around. Good, Brad. Good.
Copeland in the corner over to Solomon. Miller reached in, trying to contest. Great move by Solomon.
Yeah, exactly.
Went into the lane and reached back with his left hand, banked it in. A nice spin. 60-38. Miller goes to D-ball. Adam gives it back to Brad. Brad
Great move by Brad.
He
Nice
kind of
move.
pump faked and everybody bit just enough to where he left the lane open. He finger rolled it.
Yeah, I think they, you worry so much about D-ball that things like that happen, which is a good thing.
Solomon does it that time from the right side. D-ball almost had it. We'll see if they give him the rebound or not. He tipped it to Joe Larrabee.
Yeah,
Joe
exactly.
pulled it down. They gave it to Larrabee.
They gave it to Larrabee? Okay, boy, oh boy.
He pulled it down, but it was after Adam tipped it to him. Miller goes to Rudy. Back iron won't go. Mays pulls it out.
Pick it out.
D-ball.
There's your read
Underneath
assist
to
right
Miller.
there. Oh,
Man, second time they missed this.
they're wearing
tenth
us out
assist.
there. You know,
There, Brad. Close out, Joe.
Solomon has lit it up this second half.
it's a 20-point game. It's
Solomon now with 8.
I'm sure there's some subs on this bench who wanted to get in this game, but anyway.
D-ball goes to Larrabee. Would have been an assist again.
Yes,
Joe
exactly.
Joe will go on the line to shoot 2. First foul on Copeland. 62-41, 8:19 left. Bruce Satz will check in.
I don't know what Adam's doing here with the
Maybe
scoring
checking his
table.
stats.
Oh,
First free throw by Joe is good.
that's the millennial generation, my friend.
That's right. Is Adam, JT, Adam checking his stats? We need to get him. Larrabee hits the second free throw.
It's our millennials.
That's right.
Gotta love them.
Stay in front of him.
Well, he probably knew that he was close, and
Yeah, I'm
I mean
sure.
that'd be great to get a
Yeah,
triple double
exactly.
in your
We made that-
into your regular
all
season
right,
career
yeah,
here.
Okay. All for the school, right?
That's
All
right.
for the school.
Drive in. Shot up and good.
So what do we need?
Jackson,
What do we need here? We need.
2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist.
Oh boy.
So maybe somebody will miss a shot, he can get the rebound and put it in, and then he just needs 1 assist left. Larrabee drives in, stops, and a turnover. Joe got out of
Yeah, we've got
control there, double teamed on the baseline.
Zane. That's it, Mitch. Give him space. Give him a little space, Mitch.
Mitchell Mays fouls Fuller. Just
This
the
has been a
second foul on
this-
both teams.
This has been a game that very few fouls. I mean, first half, second half, and another team media timeout here.
.28 left, 64-43. Bucks trying to improve to 13-5. 2 games left. Tough ones, both of them, on the
Exactly.
road at
If
Huntsville.
you go to Huntsville, it's
Huntsville's 1/2 game behind us coming into tonight. They're 11-5. We're 12-5. Huntsville today is at Shorter.
so that's
So Huntsville's going to win that game unless there's a biggest upset of the season.
exactly.
And then we will be at Huntsville next Saturday. believe it's next Saturday, isn't it?
Where we got?
Yes, a week from today. It was 16th, 23rd.
So we have a week
a
off.
week, and then we play Thursday at Union to end the regular season, and then it would be Tuesday. So they play today. They play Saturday, Thursday, Tuesday in the first round, whether they're here or away. Hopefully they'll end up here.
Which is not I think given some of the players who are nicked up a little bit, maybe the week off might be a good thing. I just would hate that.
It'll give those other teams that are still a game behind us. They'll eventually catch up to where hopefully everybody ends on that Thursday night.
3 games this week has been tough on the players.
Especially the road game for the home game when they're set and ready to go, and then told they're not playing, then they're told they are playing, and so Fuller stops, gets it out to Solomon, over to Copeland down the lane. Roussette's on him. D-ball trying to get the block. And then as soon as he did, a good dump off to Zach Jackson.
Well, it's 19 points. Oh, this is.
Deifel's going to check back in. Mays gets it to Roussette's. Adam. One dribble. Goes to Miller. In the corner, Roussette's.
There we go.
Underneath to B-ball. Knocked out of bounds, 6. Deifel in for Mitchell Mays. Miller with 6 on the shot clock. Bucks are going to have to do something quick. Larrabee gets it. Goes to Roussette's. Back to Joe. Joe stops with 2 seconds, and he's fouled.
Three-pointer.
Three-pointer. 2.
2. Oh, okay. Huh.
I think he was maybe
stepping
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He shot behind the line, but I
sure.
think he was fading away to try to avoid the defender, and the defender still slapped him.
Sure.
So that's a big, right as the shot clock expired, to give us potentially 2 points.
Back up by 20. That's a good thing. And Joe's got 21. Now make it 22.
He's back, and we appear to be back.
I guess.
66-45. 6.5 left. Driving in Fuller. Puts it up off the glass.
Boy, they're scoring a lot of points here, too.
They really are. Second half, they've got 25, 27, actually. They had 20 at the half.
There we go. Take him right now.
He's got D-ball. Kicks it over to Larrabee for 3.
Nope.
Man.
Boy, we are just.
No points, no rebounds, no assists the last 4 or 5 minutes.
I think you and I jinxed him, huh?
I think so. What a move. D-ball will pick up the foul on Fuller as he was making a double pump drive through the lane. Luke Rudy will check in after the first free throw. Brad Miller will check out. Miller, quietly, 8 assists.
Sure.
Brad's almost double-double. If he can get a couple more assists, he has 11 points. Both free throws good. 66-49.
17 now, huh? Why?
Roussette's running the point, gets it to Rudy. Foul by Jackson. 4th team foul. That's a big mismatch. Jackson on
that's a huge
D-ball.
mismatch. I mean, just you can take advantage of that any day. Any day, right here. There's points here. Here's 2 points right there. No? Assist.
There's assist number 10 on a behind the back, no look.
Okay.
Bounce pass to Luke Rudy. Maybe we can get a miss here and get the rebound.
Rebound here?
They haven't had many misses
for
rebounds. There's another one, no miss. They are lighting it up. Second half, they are
They played a good second half.
56.5% this second
they
half.
had a good second half.
We got to get Adam 2 points too, though.
Exactly. Yeah.
That would be ironic.
He's got
all the points.
Yeah.
If he ends up with a double-double without points, gets the 3 and the foul. Rusatz will go to the line for a 4-point play. Puts us back up by 20.
His family's pretty proud of him too over there. Just watching him.
Larrabee's third assist. Free throw good. Rolled it.
He's been almost perfect for the year in free throws, hasn't he?
Yes, he
He's
has.
been just a great free throw shooter.
And then you're saying put this up.
Left side, Copeland working on Rudy, drives in the lane, gets it out, three-pointer up, high arching, off of Rudy's hands. It'll stay. I think they were asking if the shot, if it hit the rim or not. It close to an air ball. I think it might have tweaked the rim.
Yeah, I think you're right.
21-point game. I don't think the refs were going to worry about it that much with 4.5 left. Jackson working on D-ball.
There's a
a
rebound.
10th rebound.
Okay, there we go.
If we can just get him 2 points.
Okay, you got to miss
We need
it.
2 points. 2 points. Come on, Adam.
You got to miss to get a rebound. That's good. Okay, let's get into Adam here. Get
There it is,
that's
3 points.
There's the 3 right there. Boom!
Boom!
There we go. There's our triple-double.
That's a way to end a career.
There's our triple-double.
Now he just said, take
him
me out.
You got the triple-double, yeah.
75-51.
Whoa,
He
whoa,
will-
whoa.
He will end his home career with a foul. And that'll be the final media of the ball game. 3:59 left. See if we can get Miller to assist this last
Yeah, it'd
4
be great.
minutes.
Get him a double-double, huh?
Great job.
Great job,
Great
Adam.
job, Adam. Adam comes and fist bumps the entire table. Just said appreciate it to the table. What a class act. I mean, it's I think my 14th year broadcasting. There have been some great players. He is right up there on the
sure
list as far as overall game. You know, Nick Coles was a little more the underneath guy and the rebounder.
Sure.
And assist, but not as much to step out 3-point. Adam's just been, and Zach Warner. Zach and Adam are very similar players,
You got
you know.
that. That's a fill in.
But,
Exactly.
but yeah, it's just, you know, and then Kevin Waybright, when we first were starting the run and the broadcast and all, and just so many different players through the years. And boy, Adam is right up there career-wise with some of the greats of CBU's history in basketball, or recent history in basketball. So what's good about the Hall of Fame? Understand we're going to start an every other year thing, so no Hall of Fame this year.
Exactly.
They kind of caught up, and boy, now I've been here long enough, I'll start recognizing potentially some of the people that will be coming in from the basketball side of things.
There have just been some really great people. Again, go back to the great people who come back for the Hall of Fame, and you know you've been such a great host of that, MC of that event. Ken, and,
enjoys it.
It's a
a
great
lot of
thing.
fun.
It's been fun to watch them come back and see their alma mater, and just
The
look at how far they built.
The stories are just what I enjoy so much. I try to hurry up and introduce so I can start listening to what's going to be said.
Exactly, those stories are.
Some of the stories are told. There's a lot of stories that have been said they can't tell about what went on while they were students here at CBU. So first free throw missed by Jackson. Second one's good. 75-52.
Rusak quietly's got 10 points, so he's got double figure today. That's good.
And
good to see a
Bucks going right now with potentially some of next year's team. Miller and Larrabee aren't in, but Rudy, Mitchell Mays, Deifel, Jacob Lyons, Aiden Rusatz. Mays out to Rusatz. 10 on the shot clock, so the Bucks need to do something now. Deifel. Three-pointer no good. 75-52. Coach and neighbor coaching, so if you come together on the screen, you might end up with an open shot.
Oh, boy.
Three-pointer good by Owens. 75-55.
20-point lead.
Deifel. Rudy. Passed on the three. Deifel tried to go underneath two Lions, and Jake took a step over right to where, right to where the ball went. Jackson, no good on the layup try, and Lions trips the rebound down. Upchurch and Tomash will come in probably for Deifel and Rudy, I think. Lions turn, spins off the glass. Strong move.
Job.
Strong move
by Jacob. That's great move. Great move.
Not the height of the ball, but the same type of play. You back the defender in, and you just go strong and off the glass, and it rolls around, drops in.
I'm sure you're practicing every day with him. It's.
Oh yeah. Humans hits that jumper, 77-57. Rudy will come out, and Deifel will come out.
That was a good move on Coach Neighbor's part. Just call a quick timeout just to rotate the two players in.
Lions working the base. Owens. Debo wasn't as big a difference in size-wise, but Owens is a lot bigger than Jacob Lyons. He's going to back up and take the three. Front iron won't go. Lions trying to get it, and the other end, that's a travel.
Oh, yeah, I would say that's.
Going to call a foul on Rusets.
He hasn't put his second team in yet. He's got his first team still in there, hasn't he?
Oh, the Montevallo?
Montevallo, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, they started a junior, two juniors, a freshman, a sophomore, and one senior. So he may be trying to get as many minutes as he can out of his starters that are coming back next year.
Sure.
But this is a time you could give the bench some minutes for sure.
Good call, Dom.
Lions goes to Rusets. Right in front of us here, Upchurch. Lost the handle. Down to three.
3 seconds.
Upchurch
got to take
gonna
that
put
shot.
it in the corner and misses it. Shot clock violation. You can tell we're kind of going against most of their starters.
Exactly. That's good. That's good for our
bench. Yeah, our bench kind of panicked toward the end there. They didn't really get anything set up. Owens. Mays pulls it down.
Secondary.
Talish down to the Rudy.
It's Mays is going to try something. Whoop.
I'm sorry, Mays. Yeah, you can tell he was a little outsized underneath there.
Exactly. He felt his defender on him.
Under a minute to go. Hopefully they'll stop the clock. Remember, stop the clock. Stop the clock. And Jacob Lyons puts it up. And about 3 seconds difference in the shot clock and game clock. And a foul. Free throw up.
I'm good.
Good by Solomon. He's had a good second half. Second one, no good. Mitchell Mays, another rebound.
Okay, we're going to pull it out, and looks like we're going to do nothing here.
25 assists on 29 baskets.
That's good stuff.
That's pretty.
That's really good stuff.
That is pretty good. And the Bucks are going to improve to 13-5. Go to 18-8.
Okay.
And we'll talk to Coach Nienaber as they're not on the radio tonight. Also try to talk to Adam D-Ball, being the lone senior. Maybe put him in there first before Coach gets here. And Dr. Smerelli, want to thank you again. Hopefully we'll have, well, they'll probably be on the air.
We'll see what we got here. We may,
if we do, whether you're here or whether you're on the radio.
We will. Well, let's hope we have a game here, another game at Canale Arena. I'd love to do that. As long as it stays dry.
Sorry about that. Tried to tell him to send Adam out.
Yeah.
And Dr. Smelly, appreciate all your help this year. If we don't broadcast, like I say, hopefully we're home and on the radio to where you're down at the other end. But if we're not on the radio and we're home,
we'll
back. See you back
we'll
here.
Okay, Ken.
Hopefully
always a pleasure.
Tuesday, really. Thank you very much.
Always an honor to join you. And
yes, sir.
Okay, good luck with your interviews here.
Yes,
and I know you're going to do the stats here. And,
all right,
my friend.
We will sure do it. Thank you very much.
Take care, everybody. Down.
All right. And we'll look at stats real quick here, and then we'll try to get Adam D-Ball and try to get D-Ball his final home regular season game, and then get Coach Nienaber for post-game comments. And looking at the final stats, Montevallo was 24 of 59. 24 of 59, that is 40.7%. 4 of 17 outside the arc, 23.5%. 6 of 11, 54.5 from the free throw line. And they had 12 assists on 24 baskets, 3 turnovers, only 3 turnovers, 8 steals, no blocks in the game. 14 points, 1 rebound, Micah Fuller. 12 points, 3 rebounds, DeMarco Owens. 9 points, 4 rebounds for Khalil Solomon. 8 points, 5 rebounds for Wade Lohman. 6 points, 2 rebounds for Cam Copeland. 3 points, 5 rebounds 3 points, 1 rebound for Micah Fuller. 2 points, 3 rebounds for DeMarco Owens. 1 point for Tyler Updike. 1 assist for Tyler Updike. 5 points for Zach Jackson. For the Bucks, they were 29 of 55, 52.7, 15 of 37, 40% outside the arc, 6 of 6 at the free throw line, 25 assists on 29 baskets, 10 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block, 22 points for the return of Joe Larrabee. 22 points, a rebound, 3 assists, a steal for Joe. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for Luke Rudy. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists for Brad Miller. 11 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists for Adam D-Ball. 8 points, 3 rebounds for Brad Miller with 8 assists. Brad close to a double-double. 8 points, 8 rebounds for Nick Deifel. 10 points, my bad, Aiden. 10 points for Aiden Rusatz with an assist. 4 points, 2 rebounds for Jacob Lyons. Not scoring, Mitchell Mays, Dominic Tamish, and Easton Upchurch. And turnovers, points off turnovers, 10-2 Montevallo. 30-28 point points Montevallo. Second chance 12-6 Bucks. Fast break 13-4 Montevallo. Bench points 26-14. Rebounding was 38-25. The Bucks did win the battle of the boards tonight. Biggest lead Montevallo by 4 the first minute of the game. Bucks by 31 with 15:22 left in the second half. Bucks led 37 minutes, 10 seconds. Montevallo led 2 minutes and 18 seconds early in the game, and that was the only lead they had. And we'll be joined here in a minute by Adam D-Ball. And
that's the camera that we have for the
Justice here.
oh yeah, that's that is the Dr. Smirelli and some of the women from the Lady Bucks. Definitely need to adjust it. Joined now by Adam D-Ball. Adam, great game, great career. Hopefully not the last home game so far. So far we're looking pretty good still at maybe being at home in a couple of weeks on Tuesday night, but what a way to go out. Triple-double again. I heard him say in the pregame, this is the third or fourth, but more than any other D2 player so far this year. But congratulations on a great career here at CBU, but what a way to go out here on senior day.
Yeah, man, it was an awesome crowd tonight. Hopefully we got another one, like you said, But, awesome crowd tonight, a lot of family here. Very thankful for all the people that showed up, former teammates all over the place, and I couldn't ask for a better way to go out,
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Bucks 25 assists on 29 baskets, and, you were just so consistent. And Dr. Smirelli mentioned, 11 points tonight. You didn't have to score 20 or 30 tonight. You were doing everything else out there with the triple-double, but everybody else was too. It was a great comeback game after the disappointing game against West Al. Joe seemed to be more like Joe. He wasn't sick tonight, and you don't know what the outcome of that will be. And I thought it was impressive that all the West Al players said, "We'll see you again." Basically, basically it's like, "Hey, you guys."
Hi. How you doing, man?
Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys. Mr. Trentman, nice to meet you.
Alumni.
Yeah,
Mr. Trentman, yeah.
Thanks, guys. Those are the former teammates I'm talking about earlier.
Interview, I mentioned Alex Trentman. I didn't realize that that Alex's dad was here. He was here. I didn't know he was going to get interviewed or introduced as one of the seniors from last year.
I love that coach does that.
Yeah,
exactly. A guy that has that fifth redshirt year that really, is just ready to move on. He respects it. He doesn't get angry with them. He says,
Yeah. Well, that's what I say. I mentioned Dr. Smirelli too. There, I see freshmen come in 4 years later. 4 years later, I see him.
Whoa. Language. Freaking, yeah.
but that's all right. We got a lot of tape. But anyway, see freshmen come in, and 4 years later, that's what I say. I see them come in as freshmen, and some of them like you, you're immediate impact. I see other guys develop as they go, but CBU is one of those few schools you have 4-year players most of the time. There's occasional JC or like Alex will stop after 3 years, but it's really good, and that has to be special too, because you do get long-term relationships out of 4 years of school.
It's one of the coolest things about this place. One of my favorite things about Coach is that he's not the kind of guy that's gonna, if you don't produce in the first 2 years, he's gonna. Most coaches will get you out of there.
Right.
They're done with you after your sophomore year if they don't think you're gonna do something. He gives you the full 4 years, and look at guys like Cody last year. He didn't play his first 2 years, and then third year he goes out there and he works hard, very hard, and ends up being a big rotation guy for us in his last 3 years. It's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Absolutely. Well, any other than family here, anybody you want to say hey to or anything out on the airwaves?
Yeah, everybody back home. I got a bunch of friends that follow, which I'm very thankful for. I got a lot of good friends back home. Shout out to my grandparents down in Mississippi, all my family back home in west side of Cincinnati, and yeah.
Cool. All right, well, Adam, congratulations on a great career here at CBU.
Thank you.
Hope I don't see it end here tonight at home. I hope we see it. I mean, you're obviously in. It's just I hope you're here in that first game, quarterfinal game on Tuesday in a couple of weeks. Good luck on the road. 2 tough games on the road.
Thank you.
Everybody's still jockeying for position 1 through 8. You guys,
man, you never know what can happen in this.
That's right.
We could still possibly
end up
on
number
the
1.
top.
That's
know,
right.
so,
Absolutely.
yep.
Absolutely. All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you,
We'll
man.
follow you on the
Thank
road.
you.
All right. Thank you.
Hope to see you next week.
All right. That is Adam Deball, and we'll get Coach Nienaber in here now. And we'll be joined now by, there you go. There you go. Joined now by head coach Mike Nienaber. Coach, great comeback victory after disappointing against West Al. Not taking anything away from West Al's effort the other night, but Joe being sick, I think, definitely impacted the overall game. And what a great comeback. Bucks look as good as I think they have all year tonight.
Well, Montevallo is kind of in a bad place right now. They're struggling. They it's hard to believe when you watch what we did early to think of that team beating Valdosta and had them beat a second time. But they've kind of, when we got on them and shots were falling and they couldn't buy one there early in the game, and when we kept them off the glass, that was the key, because they're really have been throughout the year, have been really good, and they hurt us really bad at their place, offensive rebounding on us. So we did a better job there, keeping them off the glass early. And after they got up, I was one shot away from calling timeout because they had a 3 up to go up 7-0.
I wondered.
And then we come back down and we miss another shot, and Nick gets a tip in.
Right.
And it was like we needed to get the lid off there.
Right.
That was kind of the one that kind of got us going a little bit. And it was good to win the game the way you feel like you should going into a game like this. And it's frustrating coming off the game the other night, and it's just if you lose a game like that, it hurts, but you want to be full strength, and we obviously weren't. And it had a ripple effect through our whole offense. I mean, it's just when you don't have Joe doing the things Joe does consistently, and he's been doing them now throughout this long winning period that we've been in. I mean, he's been, him and Adam have been carrying us, and it just fell. A lot of the other guys weren't getting as open as shots as they normally get. So it definitely was a factor. I mean, West Al's got a couple of great players, all conference level players. Take one of those guys out and let us play with Joe and see how the game goes.
Right.
I mean, it was a definite factor. And again, like you said, not taking anything away from them. They did what they had to do. But it would have been nice to play that game at full strength. Hopefully we'll get to play them again at full strength.
I mentioned on the air, and I mentioned to Adam, when they came through the line, they said, we'll see you all again. I mean, almost every West Al player was telling the Bucks, when the handshake line, we'll see you again, we'll see you again. They know that, those are 2 of the best teams in the conference, actually, or obviously. And, we got them on the road.
Because the only way we're going to see them again, I don't think we'll see them again in the first round.
Right.
So that means we got to get to Birmingham.
Right.
Or that means even better, we got to get what's going to be probably Miami, Florida, is where it looks like the region's probably going to be. It's going to be right now. It looks like Nova Southeastern's probably going to have the region. Maybe not. There's still a lot. There's still enough to play where that could change. But the way they've been going, that's probably where it's going to be, and that's basically in Miami.
Do the region rankings? When do they have they come out yet? Are they getting ready?
What? It seems like it gets later every year.
I know. There's 2 weeks left in the season. Or
right.
2 games left.
I know at one point there was a big push to push it back some because they felt like doing it early, that there wasn't enough information, and it was real misleading sometimes when it came out in mid-January, like when I first, some of our early NCAA teams, the first rating would come out in mid-January, and you hadn't played enough games to really know. But I think we've gone to the other extreme. I mean, you get to February 15th, and you haven't seen any regional rankings yet. I believe it'll be out this Wednesday. If not, it's got to be.
They might as well wait.
It's got, and I feel like, I don't know. We're probably right now going to be behind. There's 4 teams in Florida that are going to be near the top 5 or 6 spots. There's 1 team in the SIAC, so that in the top 10, that's going to leave 3 or maybe 4 spots for our league. Well, right now, unfortunately, in our league, I mean, even though we're in 3rd, I think we're probably going to be behind Huntsville. We're probably going to be behind Valdosta still on the overall record. and we're going to be behind West
West
Al.
Al.
So I'm guessing we're going to be somewhere like 9 or 10, which that's okay because if we're 9 or 10,
you're in there.
We go to Huntsville next weekend. If we win that game, that game, and I told our guys in the locker room, that game is going to be really critical because I think whoever wins that game is going to have a leg up going into region. It'll be a split. Now, for sure, if Huntsville beats us, they're going to have us.
Right.
Because they're going to have the hammer on us. They're going to have swept us. So it's more important for us than it is for them because they would still have a chance to catch us. But if we win that game and then can go to Union the next Thursday, I think we give ourselves a chance to go into the tournament not having to win it. Right now, it looks like if we don't win those games, then we're probably going to have to win the tournament. And obviously, that's not a position you want to put yourself in if you can avoid it.
Absolutely. Stat sheet today, Coach mentioned 25 out of 29 assists. Adam D-Ball didn't need 30 or 20 points from him, didn't need 30 or 20 from Joe today. They did their thing, but the rest of the team contributed too, and to let Adam to get a triple-double on his last home game too, that's just nice. Awesome.
Yeah, I didn't realize it. I knew he wasn't scoring the way he had, but obviously I knew he had a lot of assists, and I knew he was probably close on rebounds, and he thankfully, because I was already making the sub and he hit that three.
Yeah.
And probably I would have regretted subbing him if I hadn't let him get to 10 because, the way they guarded, the way they defended, and the zone in the first half kind of took him out. We were moving it around, probably shooting too many through. We weren't getting it in enough in the first half against that zone, but, the threes were going pretty good and a lot better than they were the other night, that's for sure.
Well, early on that game the other night, I'm like, this reminds me, I can't remember what year, but one of the Harding games where we were like, 3 for 28 or something and just get, and nobody could hit them. We had 3, but 2 of them were late by the bench players. We had 1 3 the whole game, but that's history. Those happen. Rather have it happen in the regular season, even though it hurt a little bit, than at the end of the season when you need to hit them and you need to win, obviously. So, but anyway, well, Coach, like I say, it's going to be a tough 2-game road trip. Those top 8 teams are all jockeying. Huntsville and Union are right there. Huntsville's a half game behind us. They'll make that up sometime, I guess, in the next week and a half to where everybody – does the season end for everybody on that Thursday night?
Yes, that's the last night. So that we'll know where we are that night. Now, the other thing is, and again, anytime you win like we did today, Delta and Valdosta are playing today.
Yeah.
So one of them's going to get a loss. One of them's going to fall farther back. Union and West Al played. So, if West Al beats them, then Union falls another notch farther back where it's going to be tough. Getting to be nearly impossible for them to catch us. And the more teams we can put like that, Lee, West Georgia,
and we're here,
then we can get to that, finish in the top 4. If we get a position where, like, at the end of the day, Valdosta beats Delta at Valdosta. If Union loses, if, Lee is kind of falling back, all of a sudden you've got 4 teams, West Georgia. You got 4 teams that are kind of 5 through 8.
Right.
And we kind of get a little separation where, I feel like if we win one of the 2 on the road, hopefully that would be enough to get us home.
Right.
And you want to have, if you have that first game at home, hopefully it won't be an easy game. That's for sure. It's not going to be an easy game because if we're 3rd or 4th, we're going to be playing, it'll be one of those 4 teams. It'll be Union again, or it'll be Delta State. It's not going to be an easy game. But if you can get home, if we're at home, you kind of feel like we did 2 years ago. If we beat West Florida, okay, now, we got a pretty good chance. And if we go to, and the thing is, the 4 teams that make it to Birmingham, you put them all in a hat.
I was going to say, throw the ball up. And
I don't care if it's West Georgia, if it's Lee. We saw how good Lee can be.
Yeah.
We know how good Huntsville can be. You go down the list, West Georgia is capable. West Georgia has road wins at Valdosta, at Lee, at Huntsville, at West Alabama. They've beaten on the road
just about everybody in the top.
4 of those teams. The only one they lost on the road out of the top 5 is here.
Us. Yeah.
And I think Delta, I don't know if they even played at Delta. It was one of those that maybe, I'm not sure. But the thing is, that tells you.
Yeah.
Right now, if the season ended today, they might be 8th.
Yeah.
Well,
man.
So guess what? That means that they're going to be going someplace, very likely. They might be going to West Al or Valdosta or something like that, where they've won. So the 8th place team going in is going to say, you know what, we can beat these guys.
Yeah.
And again, with West Georgia, you got a guy that can get 50 on any given night. So, it just, there's no telling that first night of tournament's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the toughest opening round of tournament for the home teams that I can
Probably
ever remember.
since we went to this format.
Since we've gone to this, it's just going to be tough, and it'll be up for grabs. But the 4 teams that make it to Birmingham, I think, if we can get there, I like our chances because our kids have all been there.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of guys that have had a lot of experience in NCAA now and playing in Birmingham 2 straight years. And we're not the only one, but we've probably got more of those type players coming back because a lot of the other teams have graduated a lot of their better players, and we've got most of our core that have been playing for the last 2 years. So hopefully we can get it done.
I mentioned that exact thing that, CBU being the 4-year school, you do get you get the history, you get the players, and they get tournament experience almost every year, be it GSC or otherwise. So, well, Coach, I think players or whoever's waiting
I think
for
they're trying to get food.
Ready to
I
eat.
think usually on homecoming they go eat with their families. So I'm going to go see if I have a revolt on my
Congratulations. Good luck on the road. Get 2 more, and we'll see you back here in a couple of weeks.
That would be good.
All right.
Thanks
a
lot.
lot.
Thank you.
All right. That is Coach Mike Nienaber of the victorious CBU Bucks. They get out of here with a 79-58 win. Senior day, Adam D-Ball with a triple-double to end his career here at Canale. Regular season, we hope they're back here in a couple of weeks on Tuesday night in the first round of the GSC playoffs. Want to thank JT Webb for all his fine help and his staff to my left. Want to thank most of all you fans for listening in to today's doubleheader sweep. Lady Bucks in a squeaker, 92-91, and the Bucks finish in the big way, 79-58, to get a doubleheader sweep on Senior Day here at Canale Arena. Until hopefully 2 weeks from now, or else next season, folks. It'll be here before you know it. This is Ken Opperman. I've enjoyed this entire season. If this is the last home broadcast, thanks for listening. Good night, everybody.